Yeah, come on, man. What's happening, y'all? Hope everybody had a great weekend. I certainly did. Bay Area was just crackling with energy all weekend long. Creative Tony's got his Giants jersey on, or Giants sweatshirt, I should say. I got to tell you the truth, Tony. I'm still slightly banged up from Thursday's get together at Longbridge Pizza in the city. My voice was so banged up after that show, after that day, because we had a full house of people. Thanks again for everybody for coming out. We had the music on, and just to like have conversations, you got to scream, yeah. So anyway, like you're talking above the music. So I did a number on my throat, and then I might have continued the revelry and good times over the weekend. I might have done that with my buddy Christian, who was visiting. So I had a great weekend. Hope everybody else had a great weekend. And Tony, I want to say one thing before you jump in today. I'm actually thinking of putting together more Polymac Particle group get-togethers, really because I'm just trying to score more food from these guys. Let me start you with Dom's biscotti. Amazing. I don't know. I've been eating them all weekend. I only have 2 left. I'm saving them. So Dom, props on your biscotti. And then of course, Noemi coming in with the hot sauce, the green apple hot sauce. Tony, I'm doing the radio show now just so I can get some food from these people. You know what I'm saying?
No, dude, yes.
It ain't even about the Giants. It's about me scoring hot sauce and getting biscotti from our friends. But Tony, how are you, and how was your weekend? Talk to me, brother.
I'm banged up as well. You might hear it in my voice today, Paulie. Just a very eventful, fun weekend, and still too riding the afterglow of Thursday, and also paying the price for Thursday and the Thursday post hang dub crawl.
Shout out. Sorry, Tony, you said you're still paying the price. Shout out Twisted Sister, D. Snyder, JJ French, and Twisted Sister, The Price.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that track, The Price? Like their ballad? Not a bad song, by the way.
You gotta pay. That's what he says. Right?
Totally. It's not a bad song. I'm telling you, I like that one.
Twisted Sister does not get enough love in the 80s conversation, in my opinion.
They do from you. You've always been a fan.
No question. Stay Hungry. I had the album on vinyl. Stay Hungry. I still have the original copy I have from my sister. Gave it to me on Christmas morning. Scared the living shit out of my parents.
Sure.
They're like, why?
Well, he's holding like a human like femur bone or something.
It's in his mouth, dude. I think the big bone is in his mouth.
Doesn't he have like feathers on his shoulders and shit? He looks
crazy. He's wearing the whole he's got the makeup, he's got the hair, he's got the red and black, like it's not tassels, it's like flared clothing and stuff. It's wild. So
hey, Tony, John Joseph goes, I still have that record.
Yeah, you do, John. No shock
John.
there.
Yeah, dude. And by the way, thank you again, John Joseph, for manning the merch stand at Longbridge Pizza when we had our party. That was awesome. Thank you, John. And can we call you? Maybe we call him JJ.
Right.
John Joseph is JJ. He should dress as JJ French.
Famous JJs. I'm gonna go JJ Evans right out of the gates. JJ Evans, good times. He's probably the top of my JJ Mount JJ more.
Well, Tony, let me correct you. His real name is JJ Walker. I think that's what you're looking for. Jimmy Walker is his name. JJ.
No, but I'm talking about in the show. His name was JJ Evans.
Oh, I see. Okay, you're going character name. I see.
Yes, come on. I'm not gonna stay in reality, dude. I'm going character. I'm going character based. JJ Evans. I'll go JJ Jackson on MTV as one of the guest hosts, or not guest hosts, the VJs, excuse me, the MTV VJs. JJ Kale, thank you, Big Bass. Welcome, Big Bass. I don't think I've seen that name before.
How about how about wow, they're coming strong now. How about Mark Graves, JJ Watt, Don Peralta, JJ Stokes? A lot of JJs out there. But Tony, for me, it's JJ French who sits atop the pile, because when people say to me, like, hey, Paulie Mac, I know you're a big music fan. Like, who are your favorite guitar players? I just love saying shit like this. Oh, me? Yeah, I like Jimmy Page a lot. I like Joe Perry. I don't know, Jerry Garcia, JJ French, guys like that. You just mix it in. Yeah.
But the delivery, it's all about the straight face.
Totally dead serious. Yeah.
And it's all about like sandwiching it in between two like legends, right? Like,
hey,
you're like, totally. Garcia, French,
whatever.
Hendrix.
Yeah, Hendrix, right. Hendrix, Clapton, JJ French, guys like that.
By the way, you're talking about JJ. I saw JJ Stokes on the list, but also I want to wish a very happy birthday to number 82, John freaking Taylor. Happy birthday, John Taylor, today, buddy. We like to celebrate the birthdays here. He was born in 62.
Okay, so he's 6 years. Let's see, that's 62. What does that make him? Like, I guess he's I think he's I can't do math. I don't know. I don't want to do math on Monday.
Yeah, I know. It's 63.
Something like that. Yeah. Happy birthday, John Taylor, one of the greatest wide receivers in the history of the 49ers. And I'm saying that
No
and
question.
he would have been a Pro Bowler if he was on any
I
other
go,
team.
dude, I go out of my way. If I'm at a Niner game and I see somebody wearing a Taylor jersey, I will go out of my way to high five that person.
By the
I
way, I'm
will.
going to make kind of a crazy call right now. This might cause a lot of controversy, but that's kind of, we got to keep it honest on the Paulie Mac show.
Controversy.
By the way, right after this,
Sorry.
okay, right after this take, I want to talk about Longbridge Pizza for a second. But here's my thing on John Taylor. I love him. We hung out with him at the Dwight Clark Legacy, the foundation event, which was awesome, and we'll do it again soon, Tony. But I got to tell you, when I watched John Taylor, he was kind of like the Nicki Minaj of the NFL. You ever notice like how big his booty was on the field? Like he had, I'm just throwing it up. He had a big booty. I'm throwing it. John Taylor had a big booty.
He rode the pants high too. He rode them high,
like way up, like an old man, like over his ribs almost. So it was like long legs and a big ass. And I was like, you know what, John Taylor, you just do your thing with that big butt because it's working,
dude.
I know it's an unusual take, but I got to.
No, but I love it. You started me make me think about Sir Mix-a-Lot. But I wanted to provide a nice segue. I mean, by the way, Winks, thank you for recognizing the Prince drop. I want to provide a nice segue to Longbridge Pizza because NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC just checked in on the show.
Yeah.
And I know that he stopped by Longbridge Pizza this weekend and picked up some PMP merch.
Let's talk about the merch.
So
we got to talk about the merch. Well, Dom Peralta, the art director of the show, he made up a variety of designs for the Polymac Particle Show. We've got T-shirts, posters, buttons, and stickers, all available right now at Longbridge Pizza. If you want to swing by anytime this week, although they are closed on Mondays, any other day this week, they are happy to sell you some of that merch. And
Tony.
It's pretty cool. You know, we actually sold a lot of merch that day at the party, like far beyond.
I'm wearing the PMP button right now.
Nice.
The pin.
Nice, man. Yeah.
It's glossy. It's shiny. And I got stickers ahoy. And there's the stickers available there. There's buttons and pins available.
Hey, just so you know, Tony,
posters, it's killer. Yeah.
Just so you know, I don't know how this happened, but I walked out of there with like a little bag filled with buttons and stickers and stuff like that. And for whatever reason, I have a
You mean this bag?
It's a bag like that. Mine's pink, though. Mine is colored pink. I don't know what they're trying to tell me. Yeah, pink. Right, I got a pink bag somehow. Tony, but I got to tell you, inside my pink bag, that's an unusual statement. Inside my pink bag, it's true. Inside my pink bag, I got a stack of Tony's top 3 stickers. If you need them, I got like 100 of them. I don't know why, but they're in there. So if you need some, you let me know, or anybody else. You talk to me. I'll take care of you with the stickers.
Dude, I love it, man. I love it. So go to Longbridge if you want to get some of the merch, and obviously get some of their kick-ass beer and pizza as well, too.
Well, yeah. Well, let's talk about Longbridge Pizza for a second. If you missed the party last week, I'm sorry, but we'll try to do it again. Maybe if we can talk to Neil, and if it's we're able to kind of pull this together, perhaps we can do another one during the Warrior playoff run, which is something I think we're all looking forward to. And I want to talk Warriors and Giants in just a second here, Tony, after we get through with Longbridge. But if you haven't been there, stop on by 2347 3rd Street. Neil Denardi is our buddy who owns this joint, and he really does take care of his customers, as evidenced by his spread at the party. He had food for all of the party goers on the house. He didn't charge anybody a thing. It was
an incredible spread, man. I filled up a plate, Paulie, with one wedge of the eggplant parm.
Yeah.
Some of the Cincinnati Skyline chili. And then 3 slices of pizza, and I was in hog heaven, dude. So
hog heaven, yeah.
And I had a tiny Pliny, which I love. You can get like the regular size Pliny, the other, which is like I think a 12-ounce or 16-ounce glass, or you can get a tiny Pliny, which is like a 5 to 7 ounce pour. If you want to ease in, Paul,
don't ease me in, Tony. I got to tell you, I saw I drank some Pliny at the party.
What'd you think?
Oh, it's great. It's
delicious,
beer.
right?
Yeah,
Isn't it just delicious?
It's freaking great beer. But that's what's waiting for you. And again, if you want to just check it out before you stop by, right in front of you, longbridgepizza.com. You can check out their menu there. And if you do live in the city, the good people at Longbridge are happy to deliver the food right to your doorstep. So you need a chicken parm, you need a Vinny's gabagool, maybe you want one of those eggplant parms like Tony was enjoying. By the way, the eggplant parm was the first article of food I saw at the party. Like that was the first thing. Remember that? Like they brought that right out. They're like, "Oh my God, Creative Tony's here. Somebody get him a fucking get him a chicken an eggplant parm quick before he trashes the place." But anyway, they brought that out, and it was like me, you, and Tim Anderson. And by the way, thank you, Tim Anderson, for coming down.
Anderson, legend.
We're all working on that eggplant parm. How was the eggplant parm? Did it meet your approval?
Yeah, fantastic. Because I'm very critical about the thickness, the girth of the eggplant slices.
You're a big girth guy. It's on record. Yeah, you need girth. Tony does doesn't need girth. He says it all the time.
Shout out. If I form another band, it might be called Girth. But
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. The band name might be called Girth.
What about Tony? What about the Girth?
The Girth or the Impromptu Hangs? I can't decide because I love both. Those.
By the way, you
you
ever play the game where you put the word "the" in front of bands that don't use the word "the," like the Van Halen, the Black Sabbath? Who are you into? I'm into the Led Zeppelin. Yeah. Anyway, Tony, go ahead. Go ahead with your Girth.
That reminds me of a cover band I saw in Vegas when I was there for Dead and Company. I sent Peter Hartlaub and Susan Slusser a picture of this cover band, dude. It was at the Jason Aldean's like bar right there on the strip, and it was called Van Whalen, like Waylon Jennings, like Waylon Jennings and Van Halen. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Wow.
So it was like a country Van Halen cover band.
Oh my God, I love this.
Wild.
Was it good?
So
could the guy play the Eddie Van Halen
yes,
stuff?
they were a good band too. I was like, you know what, man, leave it. It was just like, and it was just the particles were in the air because when we talked to Peter Hartlaub, he talked about when he goes to Vegas, he likes to try and find, or no, it was in Scottsdale. He and Susan Slusser like to try and find just ridiculous cover bands. And I sent them both a picture saying, guys, look at this. I think I met your match with Van Whalen. Shout out Van Halen and Waylon Jennings. Hey, last thing I want to do on Longbridge real quick, Paulie, is follow them on Instagram. Yeah. Follow Longbridge Pizza on Instagram. They put up some really killer stuff, and they put up a mashup of Neil's visit to the Pizza Expo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's killer. So also I just want to say tomorrow is chopped cheese and smash burgers. Wednesday, chicken parm Wednesday. Maybe they throw the eggplant parm in there on Wednesdays as well. Maybe it's just parm Wednesday. And then Thursdays, Detroit style and with deep, the square pizza on Thursdays.
Hey, one final word for me, and it won't take more than 30 seconds. I just want to say, and this is all kidding aside, because we do like to have a good time on the show, obviously, but sometimes I got to get serious. I'll do it right now, briefly, which is the pizza at Longbridge is effing legit.
Dynamite.
That's probably the most important message I can transmit because I am a bit, like you said, you're critical. I'm like don't you throw bad pizza in front of me, dude, I'll walk away forever. I won't even acknowledge you exist. But Longbridge is serving it up right. These guys know what they're doing. They put a lot of time and care. By the way, Neil took me into the kitchen a couple of times.
Yeah, me too.
Big ass kitchen.
Huge kitchen. Yeah.
Shout out to the size. You like girth? Now we got to talk about the size. You got size and girth because Longbridge is bringing the size, man. That's a big place, which is hard in San Francisco to get a place that big with all the real estate prices. But these guys are doing it right. They got the big kitchen. Tony loves the girth, and I love their sourdough crust pizza. Thank you.
The sourdough crust is huge too. And that when I didn't finish my thought on the girth, it wasn't too thick and it wasn't too thin. It was like perfect. And Neil and I talked about it. I go, Neil, look at this, dude. It's beautiful. It's almost like a stacked little eggplant lasagna inside of the roll.
Steve Busacchio. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Steve. He goes, my New Jersey roots give Longbridge a big stamp of approval. See, Steve, I told you, buddy. Stevie B, I'll call you. Steve Busacchio. Is that right, Tony? Steve Busacchio. Oh, all right. Anyway, Tony, let's get into it now.
Yeah, Busacchio. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, Busacchio. I like the way you're rolling. I got some Jersey in me too. At some point or another, even if you've never set foot in the Garden State.
Hold on. Busacchio. He just tweeted about
phonetically. Okay, Busacchio. Even better.
No,
see, it's even better. That's what I wanted to clarify. But I got to tell you, at some point, all roads do lead through New Jersey. I've learned that over the years. Even if you don't live there, you're going to find someone that's coming into your life that did. And then you're getting all that Jersey kind of fingerprints on your own life. Now, Tony, let's get into the return of Giants baseball. Let's get into the Golden State Warriors with 8 games left. Big win, yes. Bro, when Kevon Looney is dropping 3-pointers, okay, which he did yesterday, you're having a good time. So Looney hit his first 3 in 4 years yesterday. And apparently Steve Kerr, when they were in a huddle at a timeout, Kerr was like, hey, Loon, because they had like a 40-point lead. And Kerr was like, hey, Kevon, I got a play right here. I can draw up where you can be the guy to hit a 3. Do you want to do that? And apparently Kevon Looney was like, yep, draw it up. I want to take a 3-point shot. And he drained it. So shout out Kevon Looney. Shout out Pajemski with 7 threes yesterday. Warriors beat the Spurs 148-106. They dropped a 44 spot in the first quarter. They were just running away with it. And poor Barnesy, bro. I'm watching Harrison Barnes out there yesterday. That poor bastard. He's got to see his old teammates having a great time. Laughing, Draymond Green, you know what I mean? Steph Looney. And then he's kicking rocks down there in San Antonio with their weird color scheme. Do you remember when the Spurs used to be black, silver, and white?
Yes,
Now
I
they're
do.
throwing pink
I
and
do.
fucking tangerine and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing down
Well,
there.
it's the whole thing. It's like the City Connect things, which is like a tease into Bookmarks later because there was something happened over the weekend about the Giants' new logo that we'll talk about a little bit later in the show. But yeah, dude, everything's got to be pastels and pinks and oranges and purples and I don't know, and
Pastels. Yeah.
I'd love to know. Maybe if we ever get Raymond Ritter on the show, I would love to know how many sets of uniforms the Warriors actually have. I mean, is it double digits? Like, do they have like 10 sets of uniforms? Because I never know. There's
I hear you.
different variations.
I hear you.
And dude, they're cool.
Right.
Like, I actually was a fan of those rose petal ones with remember the black and yellow with the flowers on them. Like,
Yeah.
I remember I was a fan of those, and I get
Must have
it,
been the
man.
roses, Tony. Must have been the roses. Go ahead.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
come on, Crackling Rosie.
Only saw it twice. I can tell you that top of my head. All the grave. That was a rarity, dude. I saw 2. Must have been the roses. That's it. That's all you get.
God, you're providing a side note for me, Paulie. I saw a headline and I didn't click on the article, and I meant to, but it said that Bob Weir got emotional over the weekend at the Sphere. Did you read anything about this?
No, but I know they're doing a lot of Phil tunes now, so they might have had something to do with it. Yeah,
totally. I want to follow up on that at some point this week.
Please.
I guess he got emotional at the Sphere over the weekend.
Emotional on stage?
Yeah,
That's
supposedly
highly unusual.
Right,
almost unheard of, really.
Exactly.
Now I'm gonna have to investigate. I got to find out what happened.
Nice, dude.
So Tony, real quick, Warriors off today, tomorrow. Huge game, which they all are going to be from here on in. There's 8 games left. Here's what we're looking at right now, Tony. They're playing Memphis tomorrow, dude. So look at this. When you look at the Memphis at 5 p.m. tomorrow, that's a huge game. I want to remind everybody. Let me just bring up the seedings real quick.
What's Memphis is a 5, right? Memphis is
a 5 with a 1-game lead over the Warriors.
Dude,
the Warriors are a 6, and they're clinging to that 6. Now check it out. They're only a half game ahead of Minnesota. Now, and then after this Memphis game, which is freaking, these are essentially playoff games right now. So you got Memphis tomorrow, and then they got to play Denver and the Lakers.
Dude, they got to go to LA and then the Denver the next night at home, dude.
It's unforgiving. It really is. It's unforgiving, and the Warriors are going to have to dig deep, man.
Unforgiven.
Nice. Shout out James Hetfield. Tony, these are very important games. So all week long, you're going to be treated to some playoff caliber basketball. And I like what I'm seeing right now. I really do.
Dude, you got Pajemski scoring 27. You got Moody dropping 20. You got Buddy Hield dropping 19. I mean, that's the kind of contributions they are going to need, man, if they're going to do a deep run, man.
That's right.
If they're going to make a run. And then maybe give me a little more Santos too while you're at it, man. I want more Gee. Give me more Gee Santos.
Yeah, no, dude, there's not enough great Gees. We did our great JJ list before. And by the way, shout out Mitch Cumstein, who goes, if they beat Memphis, I know your name. It's awesome, Mitch Cumstein. If they beat Memphis, the Warriors own the tiebreaker. That is true, Mitch. Thank you for the reminder.
That is true. Thank you, Mitch.
Tony, you said a moment ago, we talked about JJ French, JJ Stokes, great JJs of all time. Do you have it in you, Tony? Do you have the temerity? Do you have the balls? I'm just talking about the balls to go back and forth with me on the greatest Gees of all time.
Well, dude, hold on.
I'm ready to play.
I got to give Darren Reyes some love, dude. He said tenacious Gee.
Yeah.
Nice call, Darren. And by the way, Patty, what's up, Patty? She's in Arizona now. She said she's in Arizona now. Good for you. Are you commenting beachside? I'm sorry, not beachside, poolside. I hope you are. I hope you're commenting poolside.
I want to address this question. She's asking the question, real question. She says, did Paulie Mack only befriend people named Christian back in New Jersey? In fact, my friend Christian just flew home. We had a great weekend together. You met him at the party. He came out just to support and meet everybody. He had a great time. And then there's Rags, the other Christian. So it's a double Christian threat. No, I had a lot of other friends. In fact, Patty, I'll tell you this, strange but true tales of Paulie Mack. Those are the only 2 Christians I've ever met. I don't know any other Christians. Do you know any Christians, Tony?
Just Sister Christian. That's the only one I know.
Good answer. Well, listen, you're not going to slither out of this Gee face-off. Can you go back and forth with me on great Gees? Go ahead.
Gee, at the top of my head, I can't think of any Gees.
I'd like to jump in if I may, just to get the party.
Well, hold on. Fish has a song called Guy Forget. So I'll go there. I'll go Guy Forget.
What the hell does that mean? What does Guy Forget mean? What does that even mean? Tell me.
I think it's a fictitious character. I've not taken enough time to study the background of the song Guy Forget.
Listen, the judges will accept that. The judges are going to accept
Okay, good.
Forte. Now,
Good.
and I'll just put a close to this because I put you in an impossible spot. I know you don't have a lot of geese.
But I gave you one. I gave you one.
Well, and you also have Guy Santos to set the table.
Mhm.
But let me finish it off with a Montreal Canadian great, Guy Lafleur. You got me?
Oh, yes, Guy Lafleur.
Guy-
I'll give you Guy.
Guy Blank and Lafleur. Yeah.
And since you brought up hockey, can we wish a happy birthday, 54th birthday, to the Russian rocket Pavel Bure, dude, who I loved to watch play hockey, man. I freaking loved that guy.
I don't know where this is coming from. I've never heard this from Tony in 25 years of friendship. You're dropping Pavel fucking Bure on me now?
Yes.
What?
Because he was a force on the ice, man. And I was like, I always remember thinking, God, because he's my size and his low like center of gravity, man. Just an incredible hockey player. I'm like, damn, dude. Like, he's getting me to want. He's like, I kind of want to play hockey because of this guy.
The Russian rocket or whatever the hell. Hey, Tony, let me tell you this. And I remember Pavel Bure. A couple of things you should know. My guy. My favorite hockey player of all time, Mark Messier, had to shut Pavel Bure's ass down in the 94 finals when the Rangers won their only cup since 1940. That's one. And then number two, don't forget, Pavel Bure was also very involved with Anna Kournikova and romantically.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
for a long time.
How
about when these superstar world-class athletes like kind of get together and start like dating each other? I'll give you Laird Hamilton and Gabby Reese, Pavel Bure and Anna Kournikova, and I totally get it. These are like the most physically fit people in the world. And I would think that there's going to be like-minded attractions. You know what I'm saying, T?
Yes, I do, man. And that's why I look at like if Laird Hamilton and Gabby Reese, I don't think they have kids, but if they did, it would be a ridiculous force of nature.
Well, and I always feel like Tony, if I may, speaking an adult about some adult themes, I think when there's lovemaking involved with like world-class athletes, I just picture like the room getting destroyed. You know what I mean? The bed's broken.
You think that's part of a conversation, by the way, Paulie? Like, do these people look for each other so they can procreate and make like
super
phenomenal, super athletes?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Why not?
I don't know.
Right?
Like, did Laird Hamilton say, you know what, Gabby, I choose you because you're literally almost my height. You're an Olympic volleyball player. You're an incredible athlete. And I won't accept anything less. Do you think Tony, that was part of the dating process for Laird and Gabby?
I'm not sure, but let me drop this great male-female superstar athlete marriage on you, and you ain't ready for what I'm bringing. I don't even know how I just pulled this out of nowhere. I don't know how I'm coming up with this, but it's true. Can I give you Exhibit A? World Series MVP in 1986, New York Mets third baseman Ray Knight.
Yes,
and his lovely wife, Nancy Lopez.
Dude.
Okay.
Dude,
now imagine those two mixing it up, breaking some lamps and breaking the bed. But they did. They were a couple. Yeah, you got one for me, Tone?
Oh God. I mean, well, how about Andre Agassi and come on,
Steffi Graf? I'll give it to you. That's a great call right there, Tony. That's why I go to you for these matters.
I got to give We Don't Need No Stinking Badges some love too. We don't need no bad stinking badges. Thank you for the super, brother. I'm trying to understand what your comment means. Pound up 25. So I don't know. Paulie, do you have any? Can you explain, or maybe we can ask for stinking badges to elaborate further?
I can't comment, but I do want to comment on Matt Stenson's take, which is, dude, ready for this, Tony? Gee 262 Blue Oyster Cult. Okay, that's the kind of participation I'm looking for. And they shout out BOC, bro. I got some BOC in my house. Do you have any BOC, Tony? I hope you do.
No, I haven't got any Blue Oyster Cult. Where were you?
Yeah, I got your ticket so close you practically scared the band last time. Yeah.
You know, I got to be honest. I got to just because, as Paulie loves to say, full transparency here on the show.
Hate that term, but go ahead. Yeah.
Well, hold on. I'll pivot.
I'm going to be very transparent with you right now. I'm going to tell you know what I mean? It's like,
I'll pivot. I'm going to pivot to another term, Paulie.
How about I pivot to flipping you double guns? How about that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, I've got double guns for a couple things in Tony's top 3 coming up.
I can't wait. I can't. I want to go to Giants next, but then we'll get into all the bells and whistles. Go ahead, T.
We were talking about I want Stinking Badges to tell us more about his comment, by the way. But I love
you're
that he's
obsessed right now with Stinking Badges. Yeah,
I love that he's talking in code. I want to know what he's talking about.
Okay.
And great conversation with Badges, but take me back. What did you just want to know, Paulie? You were asking me about something, and I
Oh,
got
if you have any
distracted.
BOC records.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say
Yeah.
full transparency. I do not, and that's a
You
band that I
should.
never
You
took the
should.
time to really get to know. So,
Well, you're missing out now. You're missing
give
out.
me a
There's some
recommendation. Do I start with the first album?
No,
Start
no,
with
no.
the first album?
I would start with like a greatest hits, frankly,
Okay.
just
All
to
right.
see like how
All
many
right.
great songs they have. You got your "Don't Feel the Reaper," "Burn Out the Day." I like the early shit, like the Red and Black. That's a heavy ass song. They're heavy. They're heavy and trippy. Of course, Tony, Godzilla. Oh no, there goes Tokyo. Oh no,
That's
Godzilla.
true. I mean,
You
I
need-
know that. Yeah, I know those hits, and they're good. They're good. I didn't like steer away from them. I just never dove deep because
Hey,
I only have so much time.
Hey,
You know
Tony,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I don't know if we're going to have enough time. Hey,
Yeah.
Tony, one last thing is I always have to report this on the Polymath Particle Show. Blue
Yeah.
Oyster Cult, ... I've seen them, okay? I've seen them.
Nice.
I saw, you ready for this matchup? True story. I was a senior in high school. It was the only time I ever saw the band Kiss without makeup on. I went to one tour. It was the Asylum tour, Tears Are Falling. Oh, no.
Wait, that was
tears
no makeup, right? The makeup was off, right?
That's what I just said. Yeah, it was the
Yeah,
only time I saw.
sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. T, take a slug, man. Get your head together. It was the, it was the old. Yeah. Spit that shit out. Go ahead if that's what it takes. I want to see it happen. Right out the nose.
Man,
Yeah. Let's get him today. Let's get Tony.
Damn.
Tony, no makeup on Kiss.
Yes.
And Blue Oyster Cult opened that show for Kiss. That was the only time.
And dude, can I applaud Christian? Can I applaud Rags right now? Heaven's on Fire. That's top 3 favorite Kiss songs for me.
Yeah.
And dude, remember when I tried to get you to do Sevens on Fire?
Hated it. Had Sevens on Fire.
Rags. I had a song idea for Colin Kaepernick. And it was "Feel My Heat, Taking You Higher, Burn With Me, Sevens on Fire."
I mean, your heart was in the right place. I mean, I'll give you that.
Want to know part of it?
Nah.
No part of it.
Every now and again, I come up with something. I just refuse to lay down what Tony needs.
But I wanted you to breathe heavily into the song too, because there's a part of the song where they go ha, ha, ha. You know?
And Paul Stanley's got like the fingerless, like green gloves or whatever. He looks crazy.
I look at you and my blood boils hot.
Isn't that the one where he jumps through a ring of fire at one point, dude? He like dives through a ring.
Yeah, baby, don't stop. Take it to the top.
And he's wearing like wearing like gloves.
Slow motion. He's diving through the hoop in slow motion, dude. Come on, man.
Think about that for a second, Paul. Here's my concept. I'm gonna need you to dive headfirst through a ring of fire. You cool with that?
Yes.
Hey, by the way, yeah.
Speaking of slow motion, dude, and this is a horrible segue, but I feel like Elliot Ramos and Matt Chapman are seeing the baseball in slow motion because can we overreact?
Great transition, Tony. Great transition to Giants baseball. I was waiting for it. Thank you.
Elliot Ramos, dude, a hell of a series for him, man. And Chapman, by the way, did you see the double play that Chapman made yesterday where he tagged the runner going to third and then throws that dart across the diamond? I mean, come on, dude.
How about Duval closing again all of a sudden? Duval's out there closing games just like nothing ever changed. It's crazy. But how do you feel overall? Giants win 2 of 3 in Cincinnati. They're on to Houston tonight. 5-10 first pitch tonight.
Dude, I couldn't feel better if it wasn't for one bad inning. What was it? The 6th inning, I think it was on
Robbie
Saturday?
Ray game. You talking about Robbie Ray? Yeah.
Like, dude, come on, man. Like, and now, dude, today they're in Houston, and this is my big question mark. I'm going to be glued to today in Houston because I want to see Jordan Hicks on the mound. I want to see why. Yeah. Well, I want to see why they're so big on this kid because I feel like you had Birdsong and you had Roop, and I'm like, okay, fine. Yeah. Obviously, you're the professionals. You know a hell of a lot more than I do, but I'm very curious as to what they see. I mean, I like him in long relief personally, but we'll see. We'll see. It's a long season, Paulie. So
no, it's cool. I like it. I love when you get into this kind of stuff. Tony talking baseball, as you guys are going to see, is a really good thing. And
you know what I can give double guns to, by the way, is these fucking torpedo bats. Okay, but we can talk about that in Tony's top 3 as well. It's just a little tease when we get to top 3.
You know how the other day I was saying, and again I learned this from Larry Krueger first because I never really noticed, but I was watching Krueger last week and he made a comment on his show about baseball and just kind of where it kind of stands today in the pantheon, like in America's like favorite sports. When you go to ESPN.com, top of the page, they have like a menu of all I'm looking at it right now. Here's the menu, the bar on top of ESPN. They offer NFL, NBA, NHL, NCAA men's, NCAA women's, and then You got to click more sports, drop down a freaking menu filled with all kinds of gibberish, and find MLB from there. So it's like ESPN doesn't even really acknowledge baseball as a legitimate sport at this point. So
well,
when you start,
they're dumping Sunday Night Baseball. This is their last season of Sunday Night Baseball.
it just speaks to people and like their appetite for the game. But I'm going to go ahead and say this early in this season. We're only one series in, 3 games in. I think baseball hurts itself every time they start dicking around with the rules and they make change. Because people, listen, changing the rules, putting a ghost runner on the base, using robo-umps, using a pitch clock, these things, I hate to break it to you, are not going to bring in new fans. They are just simply not. Baseball should just be baseball. And if you like it, great. If you don't, fuck off. That's all. Go find something else to do. But you can't change the game hoping that you're going to be. So when you start talking about torpedo bats, I'm already getting pissed.
Dude, it's a bowling pin on the final third of the bat. It's a bowling pin basically because it's in the sweet spot of the bat. It gets thicker and wider, and then towards the end it gets thinner again. And it's like, hold on a second though. Like, how I don't understand.
Can you describe that again? Describe the barrel and do that whole.
It's like a bowling pin. Imagine putting a bowling pin at the final third where the barrel is of a baseball bat. And then basically it's thin and then it gets wider and then it gets thinner again towards the end
stop
of the
right there. I just wanted to say when it gets thin, it gets wider and then thin again. Shout out Tommy Lee. Had to do it, Tony. Had to.
Well, dude, to quote Leah Phillips earlier in the show, hashtag girth matters. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that was a comment from Leah. I'm
not going to dispute that. Yeah. Sure.
Right. Dude, by the way, so this whole thing, I had to look it up. Are these legal? Of course they're legal because listen to the wording.
Okay.
It says MLB has a relatively uncomplicated bat rules, stating under Rule 3.02, the bat shall be a smooth, round stick.
Ooh, it's getting sexy. It sounds it's getting erotic now. Smooth and round. Okay.
Not more than 2.61 inches in diameter at the
very
thickest
erotic.
part.
Very erotic. Yeah.
The thickest part and not more than 42 inches in length. Okay.
I'm getting aroused. Is that a problem? I'm kidding around. Yeah, go ahead, T.
Dude, erotic city.
We can blank until the dawn. Erotic city all night long, Tony. You know the deal.
100%. Erotic city.
We can blank until the dawn. Okay.
Dude, making love till bleep is gone.
What do you mean till bleep is gone?
Well, I don't want to say making love till cherry's gone is the
Okay, I forgot about
the
that
lyric.
line. Yeah. No, it's
I'm
okay.
just
We're
quoting
just
lyrics, Paulie. We're just quoting lyrics. That's
Tony's
all
not
I'm doing.
the bad guy. He's not the bad guy.
I'm not the bad guy.
No.
But
until the cherry's gone.
By the way, speaking of Prince and songwriting, have you read the lyrics to? He wrote the song "Sugar Walls" for Sheena Easton. Have you read the lyrics to that song?
Yeah. I don't know if we can really. Right. I mean, even
we don't have to go. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Sugar walls, bro. Okay.
Dude, as Jack Klompus says in Seinfeld, do yourself a personal favor. Yeah. Do yourself a personal favor and look up the lyrics to Sugar Walls. But back to the bats, dude. So they are legal because the bowling pin, I guess the diameter doesn't go past 2.61 inches. But it's like, come on, man. I feel like there's a reason why these bats haven't been developed. Like we're in 2025. I'm sure this isn't the first time somebody thought of making this kind of a bat. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, yes, I do, Tony. And I'm sorry to laugh. I just want to welcome a new. I haven't seen this name before. Shout out Joe Schmo. Shout out Dub City Don Peralta. Here, how about this guy? Running with Scissors. Never seen him before. Welcome to the show. Running with Scissors. Great name.
That's like Kelsey Grammer in Cheers. I am running with scissors. Dude, come on.
Hey, Corinne's a super. Let's see what she's got to say today.
Yeah, what's up, Corinne? Nothing.
She's just saying hello. Oh, okay. Hi, Corinne.
Love.
So great to see you last Wednesday with your Giant jersey on. Thanks for coming out, Corinne.
The Tim Lincecum, incredible Tim Lincecum jersey, and with a pre-made Manhattan for me. Thank you so much, Corinne. In the shout out the old school Tupperware with the top. I
saw that whole thing transpire. It was so impressive.
The top on the Tupperware is incredible.
And I got to tell you, Corinne, your instincts were really strong there because I've been hanging out with Tony for a very, very long time. I'm more of a beer and wine guy. I'm not a big whiskey. I mean, when I was younger, dude, I drank all that shit. But now I'm trying to slow it down. I really am. It's like enough is enough. So I like to go with beer. But Tony, I was going to say, my point is Tony is a devotee of a great Manhattans. You talk about them all the time. Every time we go out, especially if we're like in a dinner situation, you always order that Manhattan first.
I have one. I only have one. But back in my, in yesteryear, long time ago, I'd have two, and then never go three. Never go three Manhattans ever. That's
sloppy.
Trouble.
That's when it gets sloppy.
Nothing good can happen after if you have three Manhattans.
Shout out the Led Zeppelin jam called "Sloppy Drunk." Anyway, Tony, question. Yeah, sloppy drunk. Tony. By the way, speaking of Prince and Led Zeppelin, have you ever heard Prince's cover of "Whole Lotta Love"? You ever heard that?
I don't think so.
Well,
no.
Assignment for the class. Then after the show is over today, go to YouTube, enter Prince "Whole Lotta Love." You can thank me tomorrow on the show because he effing crushes it. It is a kind of a little known fact that Prince was a big Led Zeppelin fan.
Oh, I believe that. I can see that.
And I remember the quote. It was such a great quote he gave about Zeppelin. They're like, well, why do you love Led Zeppelin so much? And he goes, because every time you listen to Led Zeppelin, every song on any given album makes you feel different things on every track.
Ooh,
like
well said.
One track can make you feel like horny. Another track can make you feel sad. Another track can make you feel joy. Another track can make you want to like just wreck the room you're in. You know what I mean? Like, so Prince and Led Zeppelin. Man. Go watch. Yeah. Go watch "Whole Lotta Love" after the show. Now, Tony, should we segue into Tekashi and some bookmarks and top three? Or
I'd love to get into some top three, and then we have bookmarks, and we got the bummer bracket too, dude, because the Final Four has been set in the real tournament. Oh, by the way, shout out to the UCLA women Bruins, the Lady Bruins, who beat LSU to go to the Final Four. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool, and they were physical. I was watching some of that game, dude. Those girls are out there throwing elbows.
Totally.
Speaking of, anyway, congrats to UCLA women. That was a nice win for them. I got to at least shout this out before you go to Tekashi and the remainder of the show. Tony, in that T-Wolves Pistons, I don't really even want to call it a fight. It was more of a skirmish in my mind.
It wasn't a melee?
I wouldn't say melee. When I think melee, I'm thinking about hands. I'm thinking about punches.
Chairs, maybe chairs.
Yes, dude. Chair. Now you're talking, dude. Good ballroom fight with a chair flying across the room. There's no, but there were no punches even thrown. I think 5 or 6 guys got ejected. But I'm bringing this up because did you see my boy, Paisan, Dante DiVincenzo?
Yeah, dude, he's right in the middle of it, man.
Dude, he threw the forearm right up into a guy's throat. I'm like, this guy's clearly been in a few altercations in his life because he not only did he not back down from a much bigger opponent, he wasted no time in like doing this cool move of forearm to the throat. I'm like, damn, Dante,
dude, totally. And when he was
same here. I didn't like when he left either. They sent him to
I was
the Knicks.
Really bummed out.
Me too.
Because I really liked him, man.
I did too. He was a great. I love the way he plays the game in general.
Yes.
Tough Villanova kid right there.
Yes. And plus, come on, Dante DiVincenzo. Come on, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. What are we doing here? But I loved when I saw the video. I'm like, dude, of course he's in the middle of that.
He can scrap. Yeah.
It's skirmish. Let's go with skirmish. How about a skirmish? No,
good skirmish. Yeah. Skirmish works. Yeah, it was a skirmish. Yeah.
Okay. Skirmish.
How about this, Tony? How about this? Even more vague. It was a dust up. Okay, it was a little bit of a dust up. Yeah, dust up.
I mean,
these are like more gentle terms for like an altercation. Yeah,
sure.
Dust up. Yeah, a little skirmish.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Yeah, everyone's fine. It's good for you once in a while. You got to work this shit out. All right, Tony. Let's go.
Paulie, 3, 2, 1. You're an alpha beta. So watch this, Paulie. Watch
this. Hey guys.
Stand by.
Tony,
right in.
Top.
I'm just going right in, Paulie. I'm going right in if that's cool with you.
It's not cool. I'll tell you what. Not cool at all. Give me the last one. One more. Yeah,
Tony's top.
All right.
3.
It's not cool.
It's not cool. It's not even close to being cool. Let me tell you why. Just kidding. I do want to shout out. You played the Tekashi song, and I can't let that go by. Oh shit! Did I just screw this up? Hold on. Oh, here it is. I have to do it this way because I couldn't figure out a way to get the Blue Sky comments on the screen. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it old school. Okay. When you play Tekashi, it makes me. I want to just remind the audience that one of the reasons we defaulted to Tekashi. First of all, great song, great character, great film. Okay, Tekashi on the tricycle pounding beers. You come up with a better cinematic moment than that. I defy you. But anyway, we got our guy Doug in Japan checking in.
Yes.
And I just wanted to give him some love on the show because I'm psyched about the fact that we have a listener in Japan. So here he is. Can you guys see this?
Come all the way closer, a little bit closer, P. A little bit closer. There it is. Doug in Japan is an angry former Ace fan. Could definitely get behind the Oakland Ballers. Go PMP Army. That's from, Tokyo, Japan. I love it, dude.
Okay, Doug, more Japanese kind of tidbits for everybody today because I am interested in the Japanese culture for real. I love the whole samurai. Like, I love the whole culture. I love the whole like all the writings about it. I mentioned the Book of the Samurai. It's amazing. So I really do. I got like a soft spot for Japan, and I want to say, Go, he used that in his tweet right there. Are you aware of the fact that in Tarantino's Kill Bill, one of those karate chicks with the swords and the ball with the spikes on it, her name was Go.
Nice.
I'll give you one more. Sorry, Tony, go ahead. You go. Go.
Well, I was going to say, I got a little booklet when I went to play baseball in Japan for 3 weeks when I was 13 years old, and they gave us a little booklet called Speak a Little Japanese.
Nice.
And you learned like a lot of the Japanese phrases. Like you learned is like you're welcome is doi tashimashite, but you have to say like don't touch the mustache. Is how you learn how to say doi tashimashite.
Who needs that sentence though? Well, who's going to say don't touch my mustache? Like there's no reason.
Doi tashimashite is you're welcome. But the way for us to learn it in English is to think of saying don't touch the mustache.
I understand.
So, doi tashimashite. So then anyways, but I learned that on the telephone, the way they say hello on the telephone is not
on the telephone.
On the telephone, is mushi mushi. They say mushi
mushi is a big one. That's a big one. I'll drop a konnichiwa in there if I have to. Hey, konnichiwa.
Konbanwa, Ohio gozaimasu, oyasumi nasai. I say oyasumi nasai is like have a good night to you, and I say oyasumi all the time to my kids. So okay, Paulie, now time to feed the ducks, and I played the top 3 open.
Thank you, brother.
We're going right into top 3. So
rock and roll.
Paulie, the NFL the NFL owner meetings are happening right now. By the way, there's a picture of like some of the coaches sitting in like the back row standing, the front row sitting.
Yeah.
The look on Kyle Shanahan's face is basically like, get me the fuck out of here right now.
Yeah.
Like it's a fake smile by Jim Harbaugh next to Kyle. And then there's like these other coaches. That
you just said Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh sitting next to Kyle?
Yeah. Maybe two people over.
Okay.
Jim Harbaugh talking about Jake Moody and saying, have faith in Jake Moody, by the way. So there's that as well.
Well, thanks, Harbaugh. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. I got a little too much faith sometimes. Who was that jerk off that fumbled the punts in the Giants NFC Championship?
Kyle Williams.
Kyle Williams. See what I mean? A little too much faith in guys like Kyle Williams who fumbled in the regular time of the game, and then when they went to overtime, he decided to go ahead and fumble again. So sometimes Harbaugh a little too much faith. Anyway, Tony, go ahead. Sorry.
By the way, I think the number 10 might be jinxed because you had Garoppolo, couldn't get it done, and you had Kyle Williams. Somebody give some good vibes to the number 10, hopefully, in the near future of 49er football. But Kyle Shanahan is speaking today, I believe, and John Lynch spoke yesterday or over the weekend. He was talking about they didn't like it was an audio recording. There was no video, but he basically said, to the point of, hey, let's not forget that Brock Purdy still has a year on his current deal. And people have been reading into that as like, well, okay. Does that mean they're not going to sign Purdy? What the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
So how do you take that comment by Lynch? Do you take it as he's just trying to bide his time and stretch it out and kind of like scare the agent? Or do you really think the Niners would consider not paying Purdy a bigger contract this year for this season coming up?
I'm starting to wonder if it might be the latter, honestly, because I'm not sure why he wouldn't have been signed already, unless it's just a thing where they just can't agree on a number. But again, we're getting back to this conversation that we were kind of dancing around last week with the average salary in the NFL for a good competitive quarterback, a good one. And we're talking about $50 million, essentially, somewhere between 40 and 50 now.
Right.
Again, I don't know. You've talked about it. I've talked about it. Like, is Brock Purdy worth that much money? I mean, he might be, just based on that is the rate in the NFL for one of those, that caliber of a quarterback. Maybe a better way to do this, Tony, is I'll ask you a question.
Sure.
Is there anything Brock Purdy needs to show you to like say like, yes, this is the guy, or do you already feel like he is the guy, or is there something more you'd like to see?
I feel like as ridiculous as the quarterback market is
Yeah.
and how much that they're having to pay him, I feel like he deserves to be paid the same, if not more, than the people that are making over $50 million a year now. So I hate the market, but if that's the market, he's got. I think they got to pay him because I believe in Purdy, especially if he continues to use his legs. Don't sit in the pocket, man. Use your freaking legs. Look at check down 1, 2, then take off if it's not there because he's fast and he's agile. I don't think he uses his legs enough, and I wish he would do that more. I would like go spend a week with Steve Young and just stay in a hammock in Steve Young's backyard for a week and train with Steve Young and get into his psyche about
what. Well, why can't he stay in the guest room? Why does he have to sleep on the hammock?
Well, no, I just was thinking maybe he doesn't want to intrude into Steve's.
Steve's got a big pad. I'm sure
know.
He's got at least one empty bedroom. He can throw him in a cot in the bedroom. You don't have to sleep in
Yeah,
the
I
hammock.
don't know. I'm a hammock guy. Like
It gets cold outside. You got mosquitoes coming in. I don't know. It sounds dangerous. What about the coyote problem?
Some of the best sleep I've ever had in my life is hanging between two trees in a hammock.
Yeah, but listen,
Seriously.
Brock Purdy is nowhere near the hippie that you are. You know what I mean? You could sleep on the trees; it's fine. That's like your natural habitat. Brock Purdy, this is a creature of comfort now. He wants a proper bed. Now, I want to say this too. I think that Brock Purdy, one of his underrated kind of assets or attributes is that he's tough, dude. Remember all the problems we had keeping Garoppolo on the field?
Yes.
He was always having injury and I still like Jimmy, but he missed a lot of games, dude. He had a lot of different injuries. That has not been the case with Brock Purdy, and you forget that quickly because once your quarterback is under center every week, you kind of assume that's the way it's always going to be. Just reminding people it wasn't always like that around here. So I think his durability is valuable.
No question, Paulie. No question. Marcel said Tony is a banana hammock guy. So
I hope not. That's an image I actually don't want to see. I got to be.
By the way, Ryan Kaufman said the word fracas for the brawl.
I'll take a fracas. I'll take a fracas. Yeah.
And then Aaron Kask, you're right, dude. Brock Purdy, especially with the O-line the way it is now. I'm not banking on Trent Williams being healthy for the full season this coming season, by the way. So they need this draft, man.
No. Hey,
this draft is going to be very interesting what they decide to do with this draft because
Tony, as they say on the streets, Panaki, he's got jokes. I see you got jokes. He said Brock Purdy's got legs. He knows how to use them. Shout out ZZ Top. Okay, very good.
ZZ Top tier QB. Nice, Panaki.
Panaki's a comedian now. Like, legit. He told me. He's like, I'm a comedian at the party.
Yes, and Panaki showed up to our hangout at Longbridge Pizza in freaking overalls. Anybody that can rock overalls, I applaud immediately.
No, Panaki's bringing a vibe totally specific to himself. And then shout out to his better half, the very attractive lady on his arm.
Oh, Monica. That was Monica, yeah.
Monica is great, and she was so quiet. Like, she's the opposite of Panaki, like telling jokes, running his mouth. And Monica was very, very low-key, but a lovely woman.
No question. He's definitely playing above the rim for sure.
Oh, no doubt.
And he admitted it. I just wanted a little PSA for the PMP Army because we have a lot of very talented people in the crowd.
We do.
PMP Army.
Yeah.
Anytime that you Panaki, if you have a comedy gig coming up, shout it out, man.
Let
us know so we can promote it.
Yeah.
Shannon Kaler and the Stone Foxes, he's going to let us know his gigs. I believe it's Noemi's husband Ray is a performing musician.
That guy's awesome. I'm a big Ray fan, but I'm a bigger Noemi fan, but I am a Ray fan as well.
Totally.
Tony, and I like what you're saying. You're right. We're all here to support everybody. So if you have something to promote, let us know. We'll definitely shout it out. Try to get some people in there. Hey, real quick, Los D, our buddy Los checks in. He goes,
"What's up, Los?
Overalls are very underrated, I miss them." Let's get into it, Tony. Great overall wearers of all time. This is the first thing that pops into my head. Do you remember that movie in the 70s, late 70s called The Warriors? That gang movie?
Yeah.
Warriors come out to play. Yeah. Okay. There's a scene in that movie because they're fighting every gang in the city trying to get back to Coney Island, right? They're up in the Bronx. And that's a long effing trip. The Bronx to Coney Island, you're talking a couple of hours now. But I mean, that's a long way. Check it out. There's a scene in The Warriors where they wind up going into some train station. They're in the bathroom, okay? And there's that gang. I don't know why, but there's that gang. They're on fucking roller skates. Remember that guy?
Yes.
And the guy, they're hiding it. The leader of the gang on roller skates is rocking the overalls. I'm just throwing that out there. That's my first overall guy to come into my mind. The roller skate gang member Thug, who's got the overalls on. Tony,
dude, I love it. I love overalls, Paulie. They're kind of a one-stop shop when it comes to clothing. You just put them on and you're good.
You know what can be very appealing, by the way? Shout out to ladies that chuck on the overall. Say like they're painting the room in the house, you're doing some work or something like that. All of a sudden you see the woman comes out in the overalls with like a t-shirt underneath. Something appealing about that. I don't know why. I'm not even sure I can pinpoint why, but I like the idea. And every now and again you see it. Tony, have you ever seen the ladies wearing the overalls? Tell me the truth.
Yes, of course, and I'm a fan. Yeah. I've seen maybe it's just one strap instead of both straps. You know what I mean?
Hey, NorCal, bro, you said it, I didn't. You said it, I didn't.
Totally, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. NorCal is exactly what I'm talking about with one strap versus two straps, and maybe something, a tank top underneath. I support overalls forever. I hope they never go away.
Yeah,
I feel like Crisscross wore overalls.
With the backwards. One strap hanging down, dude.
Backwards,
with the one strap
backwards, yeah.
And they only had like the one side was strapped up, and then the other side was just flopping around. Do you remember that? Because you can only strap one side, Tony. Only one. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Only one side and had to be backwards. Yeah. I don't know. Crisscross and rest in peace. One of them, I forget which one, but we honored them seems like a year ago. It was maybe like a month ago. Crisscross came up on the show, and
Crisscross will make you jump, Tony. You know that.
The Mac Daddy will make you jump.
No, we all learned that a long time ago. By the way, we're still in Tony's top 3, I think, right?
We are.
We better move on to number 2, I think. Yeah.
Number 2.
Yes.
Number 2. Okay. Do you want to go Giants or Dubs for number 2? I can go either way.
I want you to you pick, dude. Ooh, whatever you want.
Okay. Giants. We'll go Giants because I'm in baseball mode, and I was just saying to my kids yesterday, I'm so psyched baseball is back. Although I don't know, I saw some pictures of lack of fan attendance over the weekend. The Giants over the weekend. I'm overreacting on this Monday. It's a definitely overreacting Monday because I'm really excited about how they played ball over the weekend. I mean, to give up, 4, 3, and 3 over the weekend. So to give up a total of 6 runs and 10 runs in 3 games, I'll take it all day. ERA like around 3.3. Who do you believe in the most offensively? Because Chapman had a great weekend. Elliot Ramos had a great weekend. Jung-Hoo Lee had an underrated weekend.
He did. He hit a nice RBI double yesterday.
Yeah. Who do you believe in offensively the most in that lineup?
Probably Matt Chapman. I mean, I think he's going to probably be an all-star this year, provided he stays healthy and on the field. Yeah. I just feel like he is poised. We got a glimpse of it yesterday with the home run he hit. I think without a lot of thought, Chapman is going to be the biggest offensive piece they have. How about you?
Dude, shame on us, by the way, Paulie. I have to give Running with Scissors much love. Eddie Van Halen. He said Eddie Van Halen rocked the overalls hard, and you're right, dude. I had a poster. I had a poster of Eddie Van Halen wearing the overalls.
Really? Nice.
I think this is a breakout, badass year for Ramos. I think it's going to be Elliot Ramos's year. I really do. Not just offensively, but defensively. He's going to play a good outfield. He's going to swipe some bags.
Yeah.
There's something. This is gonna sound so corny, but you hear people say he's got a lot of dog in him.
Yeah, I do.
I feel like Ramos has a lot of dog in him. I feel like I don't have any basis for that. I haven't seen anything. I just get that feeling from him, and I feel like. And again, I'm trying not to get too excited, Paulie.
You're good.
With Jung-Hoo Lee, Ramos, Adames, and Chapman. That's some good offensive output. I know that Chapman is more known for his defense, but man, if Chapman could put up some numbers this year, dude, that would help the lineup so much. And I'm curious because Lamont Wade being leadoff, I was surprised to see Lamont Wade leading off this weekend and or in this series because I always thought Jung-Hoo Lee was more of a leadoff guy.
I would think the same. Yeah.
I wonder if that shift is going to happen later on, or if Jung-Hoo Lee will stay in the what is it, the 2 spot or the 3 spot, because Adames is the 2 spot. I'm just curious. And Melvin, I'm a Bob Melvin fan for life, so I'm not questioning Melvin at all. I'm just curious. And that's why I'm excited to see Jordan Hicks today. Just to see, I think the Giants are 5 o'clock or 5:10 first pitch in Houston.
5:10, yeah.
And you got Dubs and Memphis. What is that, tomorrow?
Tomorrow, 5 o'clock, yeah.
Man, God, it's great.
Yeah, it's going to be a good week, dude. It's going to be a good week on the show because there's a lot of cool stuff going on. Now, Tony, can we finish up top 3? Because I do want to do some bracket stuff before we close up today.
No question. No, and I got a couple bookmarks too. So quickly, number 3. Yes. Number 3.
Yeah.
You have the torpedo freaking bats. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a bowling pin at the bottom of a bat or at the end of a bat.
Yes.
And then Ellie De La Cruz, my son is 11 years old. I coach his little league team. Ellie De La Cruz is like they love this guy. Like the kids love this guy.
Very flashy. Tony, the kids they like his drip, if I may. You know what I mean? On the streets, you got to talk about the drip now, Very
drippy. Very drippy. Dude, I saw Ellie De La Cruz on base with not 1, but 2 oven mitts. Okay? 2 oven mitts. First of all, I'm just not a fan of the oven mitts.
No, it's the worst looking thing in the history of the world. It might hurt my little finger.
He had 2. He had 1 on each hand. He had 1 on each freaking hand.
What if he has What if he has an itch on the back of his shoulder? How do you scratch it with those mitts on? You see what I mean? How do you work? How do you maneuver? Now, Tony,
How do you grab a base? How do you grab a base? I mean, I know it's just and by the way, just so you know, Ellie De La Cruz, you're ruining youth baseball as far as these kids. All these kids want these oven mitts now, and they don't need them.
Oh, no, really?
Oh, dude.
Shit.
They're all over youth baseball,
By the way, can I ask you a quick question, Tony?
Go ahead.
No, because I'm just trying to remember. I've watched a lot of baseball in my life, and the great Ricky Henderson, rest in peace. God,
I hate saying
unbelievable to have to say that. I know.
Yeah.
But Ricky Henderson, rest in peace. I had his poster on my wall, dude, when I was a kid. I wasn't even an A's fan.
Ricky was my favorite baseball player when I was a kid. Hands down.
Wasn't even an A's fan. I had Ricky on my bedroom wall. Yep. Dude, how many times did Ricky Henderson throw on a goddamn oven mitt? Never. How about Lou Brock? You ever see Lou Brock with a fucking mitt on?
No.
I didn't.
Dude, how about this, Paulie? I'm coaching third base in youth baseball.
Yeah,
and I get a kid.
I love this shit. Yeah.
I get a kid who just hit a single.
Yes.
He's too busy wrapping his freaking oven mitt around and putting it on instead of looking at me for the fucking signs.
Wow.
Like, come on.
See?
Dude, so dude,
more concerned with the drip than the actual game going on.
It drives me up a freaking wall. So it's credit to Gary Anderson. You met Gary at our PMP Army Hang and the coaching staff of our San Carlos
Gary's a cool
team.
guy. I enjoyed talking to Gary.
Oh, Gary's great. But he's part of he's the head coach of our San Carlos Missions team that I coach with. We banned him. We told the kids no oven mitts, not happening.
Yeah, please. Enough with the fucking mitts. It's a terrible look too. Like, doesn't appearance count for anything anymore? Like, you do want to look cool in your uniform. Remember Jerry Rice? He was so meticulous about how he looked on the field.
Right.
Because Jerry said, I'll never forget this. Jerry goes, I feel like you play how you look, which I loved. Dude. I'm like, wow, what a wild thought.
Well, so Deion Sanders, look good, feel good, play good, man.
That's kind of what I'm saying, right? That's kind of what I'm saying. But I just got news for you. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm like too much of an old head here, but I got to be honest. I think it looks ridiculous seeing these guys with their little oven mitts on, walking around the base paths. Like, you guys look like assholes.
Like one, okay, fine in the bigs. I don't know. Maybe you're worried about getting stepped on. But 2, doubling up,
2.
Dude. So by the way, you're supposed to wear it on your left hand. So in case you slide head first and you go to the outside of the bag, you can grab the bag with your left hand.
I'm getting frustrated. Yeah.
So back to my question for top 3.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Let's get back on track.
I think I know the answer. But what's more ridiculous in your head, the double oven mitts or the torpedo bat?
God damn it, I hate them both. It's a tough one. You know what? This is the perfect kind of matchup for next year's brackets.
Totally.
Oven mitts against torpedo bat. Well, I'm going to say, Jesus Christ, they're both horrible. And you're asking me which is my least favorite of the 2?
Which is more ridiculous in your brain? Which is more ridiculous?
I'm going to say oven mitts, I guess. I guess the oven mitts, but I totally denounce the torpedo bat too. That's a term. Torpedo bat is offensive.
Are you surprised it's the Yankees coming out with the torpedo bat too, dude? It's like, come on, man.
The Yankees. By the way, I just shout out. This is going to be a moment I celebrate all by myself because I don't think anybody in the world is with me on this. One of the least popular Kiss albums of all time is this record called Unmasked. It came out right after Dynasty. That's when everything kind of fell apart. This record, Unmasked, it's a big piece of S. And I got to tell you, there's a song on there by Ace Frehley called Torpedo Girl. Okay, so shout out Torpedo. Yeah, and you know what? It's actually kind of a funky tune, Torpedo Girl. But anyway, there's a Torpedo Girl. Anybody with me? Of course not. Nobody.
Hey, Paulie, Dom Peralta is offering right now to edit the bracket to where we can take out Lost Phone versus Lost Wallet and have it be Torpedo Bats versus Oven Mitts.
Go ahead, Dom. You're on it. And thank you. I'll accept that. I'll accept your offer. Let's get the Lost Wallet out of there and give me a Torpedo Bat versus the Mitt right now.
Do it, Dom. If you're listening, do it, Dom, right now. And by the way, I got to do it, Dom. Hey, by the way, my buddy Brian Townsend checking in. What's up, BT? It's better to look good than feel good, quoting Billy Crystal. How do you feel about that, B? Better to look good than feel good.
No, I've heard David Lee Roth say the same thing, and they might have something there. They actually might have something because it's more about appearance than anything else. I'll give you a couple of other of my favorite Diamond David Lee Roth quotes because I'm like an encyclopedia of Dave knowledge and quotes. Here's another one. He goes, anybody you ever said money can't buy happiness obviously doesn't know where to go shopping. And then here's another one. Yeah, here's another one. It's a variation of the same theme. David Lee Roth, take two. Anybody who said money can't buy happiness is wrong because maybe it can't buy happiness, but you can buy a yacht big enough to pull right up next to happiness.
Dude.
Yeah. Not bad. Pull up right next to happiness on your yacht. Yeah.
Diamond Dave, man. Is he still doing a residency in Vegas, by the way, or is that done?
No, that's over. But, dude, he's got that thing coming up in at Merriweather Post Pavilion. Remember we talked about he's doing the show with, with
Piercy.
Yeah.
Warren DeMartini of Red. Yeah.
Warren DeMartini, bro. My guy.
Warren. Because I'm pretty sure Piercy and DeMartini take in the Polymax particles maybe late at night when they're trying to unwind.
I'm one of the biggest rat guys on the West Coast. So are you. Tony and I, dude, are probably the biggest. Rat. So do I. I'm a fan. Flat out. I'm a fan. I got no problem saying it. Tony, go ahead.
I'm a member of that rat gang, as they used to say.
Or the rat pack. Yeah, rat gang. It's your neck in this rat gang.
Totally.
Wanted man. Yeah.
Totally. So, okay, so we hate all of them. We hate the double mitts and we hate the torpedo bat. I'm hoping that Rob Manfred will step in, but who knows what he's going to do, because I couldn't be I just am not a fan of Rob Manfred.
Nobody is, dude. Nobody. All these commissioners, they all stink. Gary Bettman, Goodell, Manfred. These guys are all. The only Manfred I need is Manfred Mann's Earth Band covering Bruce Springsteen's. Yeah, covering Bruce Springsteen's Blinded by the Light. Tony
or Wanted Man. Rat's Wanted Man. We can do Wanted Man.
Well, last comment on Rat. Then I want the bookmarks. Then we go with the brackets, and we got to let our classroom go.
Yes.
Is Warren DeMartini the only rock star in history named Warren?
Ooh, no. Warren Haynes.
Okay, nice.
Warren Zevon.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Respect. Respect.
Warren G.
Listen, I asked and you gave me the answer. Okay, I'll back off. I'm going to stand down. Right. I thought Warren was more of an unusual name, but you just proved me otherwise. Thank you, Tony. That's why I keep you around. Yeah,
totally, man. I got some.
I've seen Warren Haynes play. I've seen Warren Haynes on stage probably 50 times in my life.
I love Warren Haynes.
Every time I turn around, there he is. Warren Haynes is always around.
Everybody, PMP Army, do yourself a favor. If you want to have a song that gives you all the feels, go listen to Warren Haynes singing Soul Shine. Go listen to Warren Haynes singing Soul.
I sang that song with the Freestone Pizza.
Did you really?
We encored.
Oh, I missed that, dude.
By the way,
reprise.
I'm shouting this out really early, but I just got a gig with the Freestone Peaches at Sweetwater, but it's not until October. But sweet. I think I'm going to do a bunch of songs that night because their lead singer is going to be absent. The regular guy, shout out Bergie.
Is he gone for the whole show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I'm sharing vocal duties with another guy. And anyway, more on that later. That's way down the road. Dude, where did he go? I wanted to make sure. Shit, is he already gone? Tony, can you scroll up? I saw a message about a guy who hitchhiked to see Rat in 1984.
That's NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC.
Get him on the screen. He's already gone. I can't see him anymore, but I want to see the put that on the screen for me.
Hitchhiked to Mountain Air, 1984 to see Rat. By the way, this is also the same man that penned our Hans Lufa song, so I'm not surprised.
Hitchhike, dude, Mountain Air? That's where we saw the Dead. I can't imagine seeing Rat in that beautiful setting with the rolling hills and the campgrounds. Tony and I camped out. We camped out with Winks, my buddy Winks, who I saw on the text line today. What's up, Winks? Good to have you, brother. And we had that great night where it's like a 3-day festival. Phil Lesh, Bob Weir, further. It was awesome. and we were camping out, and we all had our individual tents. By the way, Tony, thank you for setting up my tent. I didn't know how to do it. Tony's like, I got it. I got you. Because Tony said, I said, listen, I'll drive to the show. I did this. I said, I'll drive to the show. I will get tickets. Shout out Brian Connors. He hooked us up with these great passes. But one thing I ain't doing is setting up a fucking tent. I don't know how to do it. I'm a city boy. I'm a city boy with the city boy blues. I don't know
just
nothing.
Say, dude, city boy blues.
But I am. I'm a city slicker. I always have been. New York, Boston, San Francisco. Those are my big three. Those are the cities I've lived in. And I'm not a country boy. I don't have the hayseed in my mouth. I'm not wearing the plaid shirt. I don't know how to set up tents. And Tony was like, don't even worry. I got you covered. So bam. Tony throws up my tent. We're partying. We're having a great time. We're shaking our bones with the Grateful Dead. Then we go back to our tents. And then, dude, all night long, we're riffing tent to tent. We're riffing.
Oh, it was the best.
And people were like walking through our campground laughing. I'm like, this doesn't concern you. And then we keep riffing. And then, but I can't imagine.
But people need to understand that we were not out in front of our tents. We were all laying inside our own personal tents.
Yeah, inside.
Having a conversation with each other, screaming stuff to each other in the tents. Best.
Screaming. And then the next morning when I opened up my tent and I poked my head out, I became acquainted with our neighbor Joyce, who had set up a hammock overnight. She wasn't there when we went to bed. When I came out of my tent in the morning, there was a woman right outside my tent in a hammock named Joyce. I'll never forget it. And then all weekend, we kept singing to that Rob Bass song.
Joy and Pain.
Yeah, we rewrote it. Joyce and pain, sunshine and rain.
Whenever I see Winks or talk to Winks, that's the first thing he says is Joyce.
You just said it. Yeah.
And by the way, NorCal Refrigeration HVAC follows up. He got in free to Mountain Air that in '84. He also got in free just to add to the mystique of that story. By the way, Steve Basicchio, you're right, dude. Les Claypool's Fearless Flying Frog Brigade was. I've seen them in Mountain Air, and they scared my friend Pete so bad.
Nice.
It was a daytime set.
Nice.
But my buddy Pete just had a bad moment, and he crawled like he literally went back to his tent in the middle of the day, and stayed in his tent for the rest of the day.
He had to like recalibrate the rest of his life. I've been there. Yeah, shit can get weird. Yeah. Shit gets weird sometimes. You got to kind of reevaluate everything. I'm out. I got to go. Sometimes, I mean, I'd have some special electric-driven nights with the Grateful Dead, and like in the middle of space a couple times, I almost ran to the doors. I'm like, I think I'm out, because they push you right to the brink of sanity before they bring you back with a nice Stella Blue or a Morning Dew or something like that.
Yeah, buddy, are you ready for Bookmarks?
I've been waiting all day for Bookmarks.
Okay. Hang on a second, because I'm gonna let's give Bookman some love here on Bookmarks, because we don't play it that often, but I feel like I don't want to overlook it.
It's time.
Sure, go ahead, laugh if you want to.
For Bookmarks.
Maybe that's how you get your kicks. You and your good time buddies.
PMP style.
I got a flash for you, Joy Boy. Party time is over.
Party time is over. Party time is over, Paulie. Sorry.
Sure, go ahead,
double shot
if you want to.
For Bookmarks.
What are you doing, man? You need double shot. Okay.
Sometimes it's on a loop mode, and
you go, sorry.
I had feeding the duck. Yeah, I had feeding the ducks on a loop. I'm going back to the Ducks. Back to the Ducks.
Yeah.
So here, Paulie, if you needed another reason to dislike the Kansas City Chiefs, I
don't, but I'll take one. I mean, I already hate their guts, but whatever you got, I'll consider.
I present to you, and bear with me here.
Yeah.
You got to bear with me here. I'm going to set it up.
What the hell is this? I'm already upset. What is this?
This is Xavier Worthy.
Yeah.
And his new custom garage.
Fire emoji, eyeball emoji, fire emoji, Tony. Ooh.
Look at this. Look at his custom garage of pictures of only himself.
Obnoxious. This is obnoxious.
Look at this.
It's obnoxious.
I mean,
I've seen enough. If you can shut it off, it'd be good for me. Dude, blank you, Xavier. Blank your garage. Blank your over-the-top tribute to yourself.
Right.
Dude, Tony, I'd like to give myself a tribute, if you don't mind, for the next few hours. I just want to talk about all the virtues of Polymac, how great I am. In fact, I'll take you into my home and show you my tribute room to myself. I mean, who does that, dude?
Is that unbelievable, dude? Like,
the Chiefs have to be stopped. These assholes got to be stopped. I'm telling you. I'm hoping they don't even make it to the Super Bowl next year. Because Travis Kelce already pissed me off. Oh, we're going to come back next year. We're going to do it the right way. We're going to show everybody how we really play football. You know what? Blank you, Kelce. Blank you, Xavier. Blank your garage with your tribute to yourself. I'm not having it today, Tony. I'm not.
Good. I knew that would get you off.
I hate it. I hate its guts. Yeah.
I'm glad that that sets you off. No. I'm gonna get back to sharing that screen because there's one other thing I just wanted to show you.
Yeah.
And we'll get down there right here, buddy. Do you see that?
Oh, for the love of Christ.
That on MLB The Show over the weekend, that they mistake. It was a mistake. They shouldn't have showed this. But that is the new City Connect logo.
Okay, well, shout out Men at Work. It's a mistake. Why don't we go there first? Not a bad track.
Nice,
it's a mistake. By the way, Colin Hay, nice vocals.
I love Colin Hay's voice.
He's got
he does like
singer.
solo acoustic tours that I've always wanted to see, and I've never been able to check it out.
I think about the situation of diving in too deep. Great stuff. Tony, what do you tell me? That's a new City Connect logo?
That's the new City Connect logo that was on the screen on MLB The Show over the weekend, and I think it was a mistake because the Giants have yet to unveil anything, but there was a leaked jersey last week, and now this leaked logo.
I think it sucks. I'll tell you that right now. I'm sorry. I think it sucks. I'll tell it sucks. I'll tell you that. That's my first thought with the double cross bat. Get the hell out of here. Number two. The Giant, in my opinion, this is just
purple.
What are we, Minnesota Vikings now? I mean, listen, the Giants have, in my mind, one of the greatest looks in MLB. They got the very simple SF logo.
Right.
I love their road jerseys. They're still going just gray with San Francisco on it. Like, that's baseball purity. I really like that. So to soil that with this kind of horse S, I'm not on board. But again, that's me. I'm extreme this way, dude. I don't like when they do variations on their uniforms. Kind of like you said with the Warriors earlier today.
Right.
They got like, you don't even know what you're looking at sometimes. Like, is that my team out there? And Tony, I got to tell you, I'm not even a fan of Orange Friday. I don't even like that. I think Orange Friday stinks. I mean, just wear your regular home jersey because it looks awesome. That's my opinion.
Correct. No, I couldn't agree with you more, man. And I just don't understand why this needs to even be a thing.
They're trying to sell more merchandise. That's the only reason. They're just trying to put more stuff in the stores to get kids and people like you to buy it for your son who likes to drip.
Hey, parents and grandparents, get your kids the classics. Don't buy into this. Get them the classics. What are they?
They're called classics for a reason. This thing ain't gonna. This thing is not gonna survive the test of time. I promise you that right now. In fact, their first City Connect didn't even survive the test of time. What do we have that for 2 years?
At least the City Connect had the bridge.
And
the Golden Gate Bridge and fog. Like I understood what they were shooting for there. And they stuck to white and orange.
Yeah.
They didn't throw purple in the mix, dude.
Purple is not a color that has anything to do with Giants baseball. No, at no point in the history of the Giants, when they were in New York, when they were in San Francisco, did the color purple ever have a seat at the table. Why it does now makes no sense to me. And one more thing on the previous City Connect jerseys. I like those. I actually wear my City Connect hat pretty frequently.
I don't mind. And we're the Giants in Little League this year, and we have those City Connect jerseys, and it's fine.
What, the ones from last year?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I don't prefer them, but I'm like, I get what they were shooting for here. I see the meeting in the creative boardroom of like, hey, why don't we do this? I don't get what the thought process is here. And these new jerseys, if the ones that leaked last week are the
we showed them on the show. Yeah,
we did. Yeah. They have nothing San Francisco about them. Somebody did a fake mock-up of like a tie-dye jersey, dude. That would go over well, I think. Well, as a City Connect, a tie-dye jersey.
At least like conceptually, that makes sense because of the history of San Francisco and the hippie movement and Summer of Love, Haight-Ashbury, Grateful Dead. Obviously, like, it makes sense. Tie-dye is real. Look, I got tie-dye right behind me, for fuck's sake. So, I think that, I'll tell you this right now. I would wear a tie-dye Giant jersey. I would.
Yes. And by the way, NorCal Refrigeration HVAC is asking, that's real? Yes, that's real. That happened on MLB The Show. It was probably a mistake by their graphics guy. Their producer. They put it up when they shouldn't have. And it's going to be very interesting, Paulie. I'm going to stop sharing the screen now.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
It'll be very interesting when the Giants actually decide to unleash these uniforms, because they're going to have to. The uniforms have been made, right? They're going to unleash them.
They've been manufactured, Tony. Yes,
right.
Yes.
So I'm assuming during the first homestand, one of the first couple of homestands, they're going to unleash these, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they're received. I guarantee you, the young generation, the Ellie De La Cruz double mitt generations, be like, dude, sick, bro, sick,
dude,
bro.
So sick, so much better than the regulars, dude. They got purple in there, bro. They're totally sick, dude, totally sick. You see the drip, bro? Yeah,
dude, they're drippy. They pop, man. These are sick. I got.
By the way, the word drip historically not a
Yeah.
very positive word. If you're involved with any kind of drip in your life, it's
Yeah,
generally
it's-
not a good thing. If there's something dripping from the human anatomy, not good. If there's a drip on your sink, also not good.
Right,
Suddenly
right.
drip now is like, oh, dude, the drip. I love the drip. Drip
That is
gives a point.
a great point, Paulie.
Yeah.
There's no
Usually you got to go
there's
see a doctor. Doctor, I got this thing. It's dripping. What do I do? You know what I mean? It's like it's not a good
dude,
moment.
even
yeah.
a post nasal drip is not fun,
No.
right? So
By the way, why do
call.
they call it post nasal? Like it's
Well,
after the fact. Like what do you mean?
It's
It's
after
happening-
being in your nasal. I don't know.
Post nasal drip. You know what I mean?
It's no
Yeah.
longer inside your nasal passage.
Why
I
don't they
believe,
call
Paulie.
it pre-nasal drip? You know?
Yeah, well, I
I'm
again,
working on some pre-nasal drip right now. Yeah.
and dude, thank God, like I don't know that the Niners tried the black jerseys once and they said, okay, that was a horrible idea. We're never
Awful.
doing that again.
Awful.
We're never
yeah,
doing
yeah.
that again. And
Yeah.
so, this is a good segue to our bracket, Paulie. Okay.
Okay, brother. Brother, thank you. Yeah.
So I'm gonna get this going here. Let me share this because I believe we changed a couple things here. We have to finish this bracket and then we have to get moving on the bracket this week because the Final Four and the national championship are Saturday and Monday. Man, there's a lot coming up.
I
this
know,
week.
and I want to say
I
one
love
thing
it.
before you get to the final moment of the show today, which would be the brackets, the bummer
Yeah.
brackets. Couple comments. One, earlier in the show, I saw Noemi, one of our favorites. She said her husband Ray actually does have a gig coming up. Here's what I'm going to ask
Nice.
you guys to do. If
Nice.
you have stuff you'd like us to mention, it would be better if you send it to the email because
Sure.
the comments line is so busy that like stuff leaves my side of vision very quickly as it continues to scroll, and I don't have access like Tony does. So, Noemi, just email all that information to us, and we'll get to it tomorrow. Or anybody else who has like a gig or an event or anything like that, just send it to the email box, and we'll address it. Now, Tony, one other thing I want to say.
Sure.
Then we'll do bummer brackets, and we'll dismiss the class. Which is,
Yeah.
I'm really happy to announce this, T. I have completed my first brand new song parody in a very long time.
This is so bizarre too, because usually we team up and do these in the studio.
This
It's
was
so
a
bizarre.
flash of inspiration. It
And
all
I
came
love
to
it.
me.
I
Yeah,
love it.
I finished this thing last night at about 10 o'clock, and I feel really good about it. And but
were you earthed up? Maybe earthed up?
I would
possibly?
never say, but I might have been. I mean, it's
Okay.
possible. It's
Okay.
it's likely. Let's just put it that
Okay.
way. It's likely. But anyway, it came to me in like a bolt. I got like a lightning bolt. I got the music. I got all the lyrics. It's done.
Nice.
Here's the thing. We have to reinvent the methods in which we present these now because Tony has mentioned this before. I just want you guys to know that we are unable to track them
Use the
way
music.
we used
Yeah, we
to.
can't use the music.
Like
Yeah.
say we wanted to do a Prince song, we can't use the real music anymore because YouTube will kick our asses and fine us and all kinds of stuff. So we
Right.
have to do like original stuff now. In other words, like on this new one, I'm actually going to play guitar and sing. That's like the
Yeah,
only
heck
way
yeah.
we can do it. But the song I picked, it works really well with because it's actually an acoustic song. Okay, that being said, the song
Love
is
that.
ready. We have to find a new way to record. So Tony and I are going to be working on our new gear because we do have some new gear. Thank you, Neil Denardi. And we're going to get to that, but it's coming. I'll get it. Tony, my goal is to get this on the air before the Warrior playoffs start.
Well, Warriors have 8 games left. I think the regular season ends on the 13th for the Warriors.
Let's get
so-
this shit done then. Me and you, dude. We got
Yeah.
that's my assignment to you. We got to take
Mhm.
care of our audience. But anyway, we'll bring in the songs back. The first new one has been written. I haven't done one in about a year since I left KNVR, but I'm really psyched about this one, and I look forward to unveiling it for everybody soon, very soon.
Totally. And then possibly, could we maybe perform it live on the show?
Now
after
you're
we-
asking a lot. Now you're asking a lot. Now
or
you're
maybe,
saying
or maybe the next PMP Army hang,
that's a better environment,
right?
Yeah,
We do
that's better.
maybe we have to set up an open mic and have people jam. you
I
know?
kind of want to sing the song right now because I feel so good about it. Like I really do like this one.
Nice,
and by the
dude.
way, we used to do this on Murph and Mac, and you guys are welcome to continue this tradition. There were cases.
Song suggestions. You're talking about song
Yeah.
suggestions? Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the songs we actually wound up recording were suggestions from the audience.
Totally.
Like I would see
Yep.
something come in, and I would be like, "Wow, that's a great idea." And then I would go bring that to Tony in his studio and be like, "Dude, what do you think of this?" And he'd be like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, I love it. Let's do it." So if you guys have ideas, always send them in. We're always open, and those are better to be emailed as well, as opposed
Nice.
to.
By
on
the way,
phone.
Dom Peralta says, "Get on the mic." It makes me think of the Beastie Boys. Get on the mic. Get on the mic. Get on the mic. Get on the mic. Right.
Get on the mic or pass the mic. Either way. Pass
I would
the
like
mic.
to pass the mic.
What up? Yeah. Yeah. Come on, T. Let's do the brackets and go home. Yeah.
stand by. Let me share these brackets, and then we can hang on one sec. There we go.
Come on, man.
There we go. All right.
Bummer brackets. Okay, here we go. Look
So,
at couples therapy. I love the first matchup. Go scroll back up, T. I love it. Dude, root canal taking on couples therapy.
Yeah, but we still need to do ACL
matchup.
versus. There's 2 matchups we need to finish before we move on
Okay,
to the next round.
Let's fill out the bracket then properly, right?
Yes, and then tomorrow we can move on to the next bracket. Okay.
Okay.
So today is ACL versus torn Achilles. This is in the medical bracket.
Woo!
ACL versus torn Achilles, and then after that we'll do the torpedo bats versus sliding oven mitts.
Thank you, Dom, for doing that. All right, I'm going to start this one, Tony.
Yes.
ACL versus torn Achilles. Thank Christ I've never suffered either of these injuries, but I know people who have blown out their Achilles, and it is not pretty. Remember Kevin Franson? He was about to be a starter on the San Francisco Giants, and then he blew out his Achilles like one of the last days of spring training. But I've had people really close to me in my life blow out their Achilles. The aftermath is brutal. A lot of times it involves a surgery. Then you're wearing a cast. You're on crutches. I got to say, now ACL, I think, is a little more, I don't know, a little more treatable, or am I wrong?
Well, the way they do surgeries now for ACLs and MCLs is more arthroscopic, which is less invasive,
they're going with
I
the
believe.
dots.
Yeah, and they go with the dots, exactly.
You know what I mean? You wind up with those dots on your knee. Yeah,
Paulie, I partially tore some of my ACL in high school, and that was awful. But I witnessed on my old guy softball team, shout out Johnny Walking, which is a great group of dudes here in Belmont, San Carlos, Redwood City, that Anthony, I saw him pop. I watched him pop his Achilles because in slow pitch softball, unless you stretch before the game, you're asking for trouble. So he's on first base, and it's all that burst, right? You're standing on first, and then the ball's put in play, and then you just like burst to second base, right? There's no you don't ease into it. He burst to second base. I'm coaching first base, and dude, I saw and
he goes down in a heap. I'm predicting
like somebody shot him in the ankle.
Yeah. It's awful.
And then he had to wear a walking cast or walking boot for months. Dude, he had to go home to his wife and say, I'm out of commission for months because I tore my Achilles in old guy softball. So I'm voting for old guy softball. I mean, I'm voting for a torn Achilles, Paulie. I don't know about you. I'm saying
I am too. It's a landslide. It's a landslide for a torn Achilles. My buddy Rags blew out his ACL when he was playing football in high school. And I remember he was back on the field pretty fast. I think, again, like the recovery, the aftermath, the Achilles, it's living hell. Whereas an ACL, you can find a way to kind of function either athletically or just in life.
And shout out Winks too. I was thinking the same thing. Winks, torn Achilles last stand. Exactly, a torn Achilles last stand.
Hey Winks, I just listened to that this weekend. I had Achilles last stand on this weekend, as well as and then I went right into Nobody's Fault But Mine, and then Hot's On for Nowhere. Shout out Led Zeppelin Presence. Not enough people talk about that record. Patty from Napa, Achilles, no more snipping
talk when we talked about the vasectomies and how I got snipped and I was in the stirrups and everything. So
God,
we won't talk about that anymore, Patty.
No,
unless did vasectomy lose in the first round? Like let me see, did the because vasectomy was going up. Vasectomy won in the last round. So if it's going to go torn Achilles versus vasectomy in the next round. So
I like the way you pronounce vasectomy instethe vasectomy. You say vasectomy. I dig that.
You got to emphasize the va because
all right.
So okay, now the final matchup of here. Let me refresh this. I don't know if we got it right. So torn Achilles has moved on. Thank you, Dom. And then
let's finish
next
this one.
Matchup is torpedo bats versus sliding oven mitts.
Rather
I want
than
the PMP Army to respond to this as well.
And rather than me spouting off again about everything I just said 20 minutes ago, because we kind of just went through this, I will just very gentlemanly ask you to advance the sliding oven mitts or whatever you want to call. What are those things even called? Sliding mitts?
I don't even know. I call them oven mitts. That's what the kids call them. That's what everybody calls them. I don't know what they're called. They're a money grab, in my opinion, with the youth baseball. The people that make these for kids know they don't need them. They know they don't need them. So.
I see. I'm looking at the comments line right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all in a row. All saying the mitts. It's all mitts all the time. One funny moment I had with your legendary uncle, Paul Tonelli. Shout out to Lamont and Tonelli show. It doesn't exist anymore, but Paul Tonelli is guy's a friggin' Bay Area legend. Also happens to be Creative Tony's uncle. So
Yes.
I was at work a couple of years ago. This is a funny oven mitt story involving your uncle. And Paul Tonelli's a little bit older than we are. So he's even more old school than we are.
Yes.
And like he's ultra old school. He's not having any of this horse ass going on today.
No.
So one day I was hanging out in your studio, Tony, because Creative Tony had like his own studio tucked away at KMBR. And I would be in there every day. Immediately after the show, boom, right to Tony's studio. So I'm in there one day hanging out, and you weren't even in the room. I don't think you would arrive to work yet. And all of a sudden, Paul Tonelli comes in.
Yeah.
And Tony had the flat screen in his studio. So we had the Giants game on. And there was a guy on base wearing an oven mitt. And Tonell has kind of stopped watching baseball. He doesn't really watch a lot of baseball anymore. He had never seen that. So he's like, Paulie, what is that? And I go, what do you mean? And he goes, that thing on that guy's hand. And I'm like, yeah, dude, they're doing that now. They're wearing these sliding gloves so they don't hurt their fingers when they're sliding the base. Dude, he was appalled.
Dude.
When watching Tonelli react to his first like kind of encounter with a sliding mitt was an unforgettable moment. I just wanted you to know he was having none of it, Tony.
Dude, imagine, Paulie, what if the O linemen and D linemen start wearing oven mitts? Imagine.
Well, they can't because they got to grab
sports.
jerseys. They got to grab hold of stuff.
They want to protect their fingers, right? They want to protect their fingers.
Football players are tough. Something that tells me that baseball players doing this, maybe not quite so much. Yeah.
What if they came to basketball? What if oven mitts came to basketball? You're dribbling, like just smacking the ball with the with your oven mitt.
How about golf? Can we get some oven mitts on golf just in case something were to happen?
What happened to just wearing batting gloves, man? And they even make batting gloves with pads on the top of them now.
Tony,
what's wrong with that?
Nothing. Nothing's wrong with that. Nothing at all.
Okay, so
I know.
Oven mitts advances. Oven mitts advances.
Thanks, brother.
So
hey,
that's our bracket. We're bracket set. The first round of 32 is done. Now we're going to the Sweet 16. We'll finish the Sweet 16 this week and the Elite 8, and maybe we'll do the Final 4 and the champion on next Monday. So
you know what, Scarlet Fire, who is my friend Bonnie, she makes a great point. She goes, guys, they already made the bases bigger.
Yes, that's so true.
How much more of an advantage do these guys need? Now we got to throw oven mitts on top of bigger bases. Yeah,
dude,
the bats are bigger. The fucking bases are. Stop messing with baseball. I don't know. I don't like it. Oh my God. Paulie. Let the game be the game. Yeah. Go ahead.
Rags, the oven mitt may be a good replacement for the sock.
Rags, you know what? That's entirely up to you, my man. However you want to experiment. I know things about Rags that you guys wouldn't even believe. I'm telling you that right now. Rags, if you do, let us know how it functions. Maybe it'll work.
Incredible. So
thank you,
incredible.
Rags. Good comedy at the end. Let's dismiss the class. I want to say
let me set
a lot of fun today. I didn't know we were going to go.
There we go. Hang on. Gosh darn it. Sorry, P.
What are you trying to do?
Here we go.
Okay. Every time hits me the right way, every single blanking time. Yeah. Had a great time today, Tony. I didn't expect we were going to go 90 minutes deep, but I'm glad we did. A lot of fun today. How's your head after that? You feel good? You feel a little better?
I feel great, man. The energy that I get from you and I kept saying this word at our Longbridge Pizza hang last week for opening day.
Yeah.
Is the reciprocity, the reciprocal nature of this show to the PMP Army and the full. It reminds me very much of going to like a hippie show where the band is feeding off the music, feeding off the crowd, and the crowd is feeding off the band, and then the band creates the music, and it creates this just centrifugal force of positivity and joy and love. And
that's some good hippie shit right there. You're throwing around. Yeah. That's centrifugal force you're throwing. Yeah. Okay. Wow. I think I know what you mean, though, Tony. I think I know what you mean. In fact, because you guys really fill up my gas tank too. Once I see the comments line get rocking and rolling, I start to come to life. And then there's Creative Tony with his whole vibe. So yeah, man, fun show today. Basicchio, is that the guy's name? Stevie Basicchio? Basicchio, bro. I like that name, Basicchio. All right, you guys, listen. Thank you for coming by. As Jeff Winkler would say, until Tuesday, y'all, and that'll be tomorrow. We do our Tuesday installment, also at 11 a.m. Creative Tony,
Roby Tuesday, Paulie. Roby Tuesday.
Who could hang a name on you, Tony? I can't wait to get to Roby Tuesday tomorrow. Yes. We've got some treats. Some visual treats we're going to share. And by the way, if you have pictures of your favorite celebrity or just yourself rocking a robe, go ahead and send them into the email, and we will display those on the screen tomorrow when we get into Roby Tuesday. Again, Thank you, Tony. Thank you,
Yes.
comments line. Everybody have a wonderful Monday afternoon. Had a lot of fun on the show today. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Enjoy Giants tonight. Go Giants. 5:10 first pitch. Tony's got Jordan Hicks on the hill. We'll evaluate and we'll review it tomorrow. So until then, everybody be cool. Everybody be safe. And lots of peace and love to you and yours. Peace.
Yes,
y'all.
11 a.m. tomorrow, everybody. 11 a.m. PMP Army. We'll look forward to the dubs and we'll dissect Giants Stros. Peace out. Peace, y'all.